Imagine you're walking down a British street, and out of the corner of your eye you catch the glint of stainless steel. A futuristic, angular pickup unlike anything else. That's the Tesla Cybertruck. Bold, rebellious, and, at least in the UK, illegal to drive on public roads. Yes, despite all the hype, despite its popularity across social media and among EV enthusiasts, the Cybertruck has been effectively banned in the UK. Police have begun seizing them. The reason? According to UK authorities, the truck fails fundamental safety and compliance requirements. But what exactly is wrong with the Cybertruck? What laws does it break? And why is a vehicle that's legal in the US, even with high crash test ratings, suddenly unacceptable in the UK? In this video, we break down the full story. In January 2025, a dramatic moment unfolded outside a Morrison's supermarket in Bury, Greater Manchester. The police stopped a Cybertruck driven by a UK resident, but the vehicle was registered and insured abroad. They quickly determined that the truck was not road legal in the UK. It lacked a necessary document called the Certificate of Conformity. Under Section 1-65 of the UK's Road Traffic Act, the vehicle was seized and the driver reported. That seizure became a wake-up call. This isn't a one-off. The UK has effectively barred the Cybertruck from roads until and unless it meets a long list of regulatory standards that, for now, it fails. As one police statement put it, when seizing the vehicle, whilst this may seem trivial to some, legitimate concerns exist around the safety of other road users or pedestrians if they were involved in a collision with a Cybertruck. No car in the UK or the EU can be driven legally on public roads without passing certain regulatory checks and obtaining a certificate of conformity or equivalent type approval, proving it meets local safety and environmental standards. The Cybertruck, as designed and built so far, does not meet many of these essential requirements. That means technically, it isn't banned because of a political or arbitrary decision, but rather because it fails to comply with the legal standards required for road use. Furthermore, even for imported vehicles, there's a process called the Individual Vehicle Approval, IVA. However, the Cybertruck's unique design, size, weight, materials, lighting, and safety features makes it extremely unlikely to pass such an inspection. Thus, as of early 2025, no Cybertruck has been certified for UK roads. Without certification, it cannot be legally registered, insured, or driven, which is why the one spotted was seized. The Cybertruck is a large, heavy vehicle, far heavier than most typical passenger cars in the UK. This poses several problems. Its weight may push it into a vehicle class that demands a different type of driving license, or stricter licensing, which many normal drivers don't hold. On narrow British roads, its sheer size and mass make maneuvering more dangerous. It's simply not designed with Europe's tighter urban and rural roads in mind. One of the most frequently cited issues is the Cybertruck's angular, geometric stainless steel body. While it may look futuristic, UK and EU pedestrian safety laws require that any external protrusions or edges be sufficiently rounded, usually a minimum of 3.2 millimeters, so that in a collision with a pedestrian, the damage and risk of serious injury are minimized. The Cybertruck's aggressive, uncompromising exterior fails that test. It has sharp edges, hard surfaces, and a rigid structural design that could be lethal in a crash with a pedestrian. Most modern cars are designed with crumple zones, areas meant to deform under impact, absorbing energy to protect occupants and minimize harm. The Cybertruck, on the other hand, uses ultra-hard stainless steel for a rigid exoskeleton. This rigidity means that in a collision, the force may not be absorbed properly, increasing danger for both occupants and others. Critics argue that such a steel, tank-like build clashes with fundamental ideas of pedestrian and vehicle safety, which rely heavily on controlled deformation under impact. Beyond physical structure, the Cybertruck also fails to satisfy the UK's strict lighting regulations. Its iconic full-width LED light bar, part of what gives it its futuristic look, breaches several legal requirements related to headlamp positioning, brightness, visibility angles, and the separation of individual lights, headlamps, indicators, brake lights, etc. These lighting infractions are more than cosmetic. They undermine visibility and signaling safety, which are critical for road safety, especially in congested, narrow, or low-visibility roads, common in many parts of the UK. Some reports also note technical features, like a steer-by-wire system, i.e., no mechanical steering linkage but electronic signals, which do not align with existing UK regulations. According to critics, UK law expects a mechanical steering connection. Steer-by-wire systems may lack required fail-safes under current regulatory frameworks. In addition, there are concerns over insurance and licensing. Even if someone tried to import and register a Cybertruck, the weight and classification could force it into a commercial vehicle license insurance bracket, making it impractical for most private buyers. It's worth emphasizing that the UK ban, or rather refusal of approval, isn't solely about punishing a cool American truck. Rather, it reflects a regulatory system structured around pedestrian safety, road user risk, environmental and design compliance, and the collective reality of UK roads, often narrow, busy, and densely populated compared with many American wide-open spaces. Advocates of the Cybertruck might point to its strong crash performance in U.S. tests. The truck has reportedly earned favorable ratings from the American authorities. But those ratings focus primarily on occupant protection in high-speed crashes. They do not necessarily account for pedestrian safety, urban road compatibility, edge protrusion risks, lighting compliance, or the vehicle's weight size limitations, all of which are essential under UK-EU law. Indeed, as campaigners and regulators have noted, putting a tank-like vehicle with sharp edges and a rigid frame on narrow city streets is not just a regulatory issue, but a public safety issue. Some have gone further, saying that the Cybertruck's design seems specifically made for rich owners who don't care about others, rather than a vehicle built for shared urban roads. Thus, the UK's approach reflects a broader philosophy. Vehicles must adapt to their environment and prioritize the safety of all road users, not just the driver. For UK residents, at present, you cannot legally drive a Cybertruck on public roads. If you somehow import one, it will almost certainly be seized unless Tesla redesigns it to comply with UK-EU standards, a tall order. For buyers hoping for an EU-UK spec Cybertruck, the chance seems slim, unless Tesla builds a significantly re-engineered version for Europe. One with rounded edges, compliant lighting, proper crumple zones, lighter build or lower weight, and all required certifications. So far, no indication suggests such a version is close. For pedestrian and public safety advocates, the ban or refusal of approval sets a precedent. Flashy design and raw power are not enough. Compatibility with local infrastructure and safety norms matters more for real-world roads. For Tesla and other automakers, the case demonstrates that global vehicle design cannot simply be exported as is. What works in spacious American roads may be dangerous or illegal in more constrained, safety-focused environments like the UK-EU. In short, the Cybertruck's boldness, its very selling point, is what makes it unacceptable under UK regulations. Until the design changes dramatically, it's unlikely to ever become road legal there. The story of the Tesla Cybertruck in the UK is not about politics or anti-American sentiment. It's about safety standards, road compatibility, and public welfare. A vehicle that might be cool, futuristic, and powerful, but also massive, rigid, and built without regard for pedestrian or urban road safety, is simply not welcome. The seizure by police in Greater Manchester earlier in 2025 was more than just a headline. It was a message. In the UK, laws and regulations, not hype or social media fame, decide what's allowed on public roads. The Cybertruck for now fails that test. Unless and until the vehicle is redesigned to meet UK-EU standards, rounded edges, compliant lighting, lighter weight, proper safety certification, and perhaps reimagined structure, it will remain a spectacle, fit for showrooms, media, or off-road private property, but not for British roads. Thank you for watching. If you liked this breakdown, or want to dive deeper into EU versus US vehicle safety standards, or see which EVs are legal in the UK, hit like, subscribe, or stay tuned. And stay safe out there.